Hi, my name is Vicky Lee and I'm your success coach. Welcome to part 2 of a 4-part video series where I am coaching Jason Arnold, owner of Alpha Athletics and also a former trainer of the Sichuan Blue Whales men's basketball team in China. I'm going to show you step by step how Jason fixed the one leaking hole that was sinking the Titanic of his entire life. And you're going to learn how to do this in 30 minutes or less with each of the videos of this 4-video series. In part 1, Jason learned that in his formula for success, the one key ingredient was control. And he needs to fulfill and satisfy that need for control, or the rest of his life is not going to go smoothly. What is your one key ingredient for success? Download worksheet number 2 from my website and write it down there. The next thing that we're going to do throughout this video is we're going to help you find out what's blocking you from getting your one key ingredient for your success. So watch how Jason does it.
Why am I not satisfying my need for control? Am I missing some control of what I currently have?
Okay.
Do I like if there's obviously I have a need for control of this industry. Why am I not doing it already? I question myself. Why am I doing this? Why? What's stopping me?
So right now, this is called a brain flush. You're right about to have an aha moment. So you're flushing your brain. You're like, oh, is it this? Is it that? Is it that? Is that? And you have to keep going. You have to keep brain flushing. This is going to come to you like in 15 seconds if you just keep going. Okay?
Well, like if I look at these, look at these words.
What's keeping you from your one key ingredient for success? And as soon as you start brainstorming why, your brain is going to start to flush. And that's a good thing. What it's doing is it's removing all this irrelevant information off of your desktop. It's basically mind clutter. And that's what you need to do. You need to clear out the bowels of your brain and do it. I'm trying to get Jason to ask himself the biggie, the one big question that he just spent 36 years avoiding asking himself.
So what's your next question coming to your mind?
Am I not prepared enough for the outcome? If everybody bought into my philosophy, am I mentally and physically prepared for the outcome? Could I handle it if it came true? Could I handle it?
If
it came true right now, could I handle it?
Jason came to a hard realization. If everything I wanted came true, could I handle it? In other words, am I good enough? As soon as he said that, I intuitively felt like that was his father talking to him, not him. And when you do this and you start coming upon some really big doubts, I want you to listen. Is that your voice? Or is that someone else's voice speaking to you in your subconscious? Who in your past said that to you once? Are you really thinking and believing you're a loser? Or is that something your brother said to you when you were 14 years old? As soon as you realize that that's not your authentic voice, you realize that all these years you've been listening to someone else tell you what you're capable of and who you're capable of being. A man cannot follow 2 paths. Other people will send you on this path, and no matter how promising or how attractive it looks, it doesn't have your one key ingredient to your success. And when you follow your path to the dismay of others, no matter how boring and ugly that path looks, it possesses your one key ingredient of success. What do you want? You want a beautiful orchard that has no rain so that one day it'll dry up? Or do you want mud? Dirty, filthy mud, full of seeds that will one day sprout and grow into a forest of abundance. In life, you are in it to win it, not to cash out early and squander your temporary luck. I started talking to Jason like I was his father. because I wanted him to wrest control over his life back from the person that he had surrendered it to. So you're going to hear some cuss words.
So as you're brain flushing, and I asked you, what question comes to your mind? So I can see the question right here.
Okay.
How come he, Mr. Alpha, is in control of you? I thought Jason was in control of his life. Who the fuck is he? Why does he get to control you? How come you have to feed him and then everyone else gets fed? Why the hell is he in control of you and you're not in control of him?
I was pointing to the word control and personifying it, calling it a he. The moment I did that, Jason started to protect his master. He started to explain all these legitimate and sound reasons why this person had a good point. He was protecting the one person that was withholding from him the key ingredient of his success. And I was trying to get Jason to take it back and seize it and say, hey, no, that's mine, I need it. Instead, he said, it's okay. Let him have it. He needs it more than me. You need your success more than anyone else needs it. That's why God planted it in your body. If you want to be compassionate, make it number 2. But number 1 is you and your success. And the moment you understand that, then you're ready to make the sacrifices that will make you number 1. If you get number 1, you get everything. Number 2, number 3, number 4, and so on. You get friendliness, compassion, you get everything. The moment you take number 2, compassion, and put it ahead of number 1, control, you get nothing. Look at your worksheet. What's your number 1 and what's your number 2? Put them in the correct order in your life.
Because I don't think there's a direct vision. Like you can use the word preparation. I don't think I'm prepared. If it were to come true, I don't think there's a vision for I don't have a direct vision. I have a dream, I have ideas, but I don't have a direct vision that I just take and say, I'm going to go get that. And I need to find a way to go get it. So I need to put this vision out there and say, okay, I need to do everything in this line to go get it. And I'm scattered all over the place, and I'll never get to there. I'm always running around over here. I'm always running around over here, doing things. I'm going, and they say success is this windy road all over the place, and you finally get to there. I kind of understand it because you have problems, you have things you got to go through, but
Okay, so
I don't know where the end result is.
So as you're talking, you can literally hear 2 voices. And everything you just said, like, no, and I don't know, it all boils down to, well, maybe I'm not good enough to handle.
Right.
Now, the real Jason would be like, you don't know me. I'm super fast and super quick thinker, and I'm afraid to land a meteorite. I'll figure it out. I'll make it fun. I'll use my philosophy, my preparation, my mindset to determine a great outcome. I'll just rework the wheel. So the real Jason goes, I'm not supposed to know how to handle it. I handle it everything on the fly, but it's fun. Who the fuck is saying, no, you can't handle it. You're not good enough. What? You're going in so many different directions. What the fuck? Hello? Who the hell? Whose voice is that? That's telling you all this bullshit. They don't know you. You're not supposed to control things. You are super creative, which trumps control. Control is I determine that. Creative is I'll make it into something else.
Right.
Creativity trumps control. The real Jason is creative and has ultra control because he can change it at will. He controls what it is and what it will be. Who the hell is this motherfucker? Who's telling you you can't use your ultimate power of creativity to use a number 2 power called control? Who's that voice that keeps saying, oh, you can't handle? Where does that come from?
I've always had this issue.
Who in your life has ever told
I've
you
always
that?
had this
Who
issue.
in your life has ever told you that?
Almost everyone.
From what's the earliest age?
7.
And who said that?
Didn't have to say it. I can still louder than words. Just have to say it.
Okay, so this is a full balance.
Next.
You know, this conversation has brought up with 4 different people on 4 different situations, and it all comes back to this stuff. And I always thought, to be honest with you, the last 3 times, I'm still thinking in my head, but the last 3 times, I think it's all crock of shit. But it always comes up.
Because he's lying
Something.
to you.
No, but I always think that, like, these type of moments, these type of discussions with people, this always goes back to this. Every discussion about my career, my focus, my job, my life, and everything goes back to these moments. From a therapist to everywhere else. And I've denied everyone. Everyone that's told me that I've denied everyone when I said, I don't know, I think it's just, shit. It's alarming. And it's got to be a slap in the face at some point in time.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. You're letting him be alpha in your life. Because you love him. And you're protecting him. And at a certain point, you have to say, I'm sorry. I'm going to tell you the truth. You're not going to go back.
Can't do that because it's the one I had. Mom's gone.
Of the 5,000 people in my previous workshops, the ones who are talented but not successful yet is because they love other people more than they love themselves. They delay their success because they're always helping others before they help themselves. And in their eyes, after 10 or 12 years, sometimes 30, I always see this look, this sad, sorrowful death wish. Because they don't want to be here anymore. They don't want to live. I had this client that was worth $175 million, and he had built that wealth helping others before he helped himself. And I saw that same look, this sort of suicide. And these kinds of people, they just don't want to, they would rather go home to heaven instead of stay here on earth because they're not living for themselves. They're living someone else's dream. I gave Jason a choice. I said, you can disappoint your dad and be successful, or you can keep his beliefs safe and delay your success. And Jason could not betray his father for the sake of his own success. Look at what's blocking you from your one key ingredient of success. Are you willing to slay the dragon that's keeping you from marrying the princess, even if that dragon is your father? How badly you want to become prince and one day a king. In my experience, I find that most people are not willing to give up 3 things: love, hope, and faith. In the next video, watch how Jason finds the courage to slay the dragon, because that is the most compassionate thing to do, is to forgive someone for holding you back. Please write down what's holding you back in the comments to this video. Thanks.